Hello friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so very glad that you clicked on this video today to join me in bringing you some amazing bookish content. And yes, as you can see by today's title, I am going to the Second and Charles Pennies to Pages sale today. You can get up to 5 books. All of them have to be used. They can't be brand new books. And there's a lot of other little things that you can and cannot do. I'll be sure to link the little card of it, or put the card of it on the screen. Obviously this will be uploaded afterwards, and so it sucks a little bit, but at least let you know what it was like when I got there so that you can kind of see if there's one in the future you would like to go to it as well. But yes, I'm super excited. I'm in my car. It's super early. It's like 10-12 in the morning. I'm gonna head there and do a little bit of footage, but really try my best to just dive into finding books, because I do have a few that I really want to look for that I've been recommended, and so I want to spend some time looking for those. And then obviously after that, it'll be an amazing book haul to show you everything that I've got. I think this is really cool that bookstores do different things like this, especially because books are expensive. You go into Barnes & Noble and try to buy 5 books, and literally you could be paying $100 because some books are like $18.99 a piece. So going into Second and Charles, they're already on sale, and then they go as far as letting you pay penny to penny per page, you know, for the book as well. So if it's 200 pages, it's $2. Like, I really appreciate that. So I'm super excited. I'm gonna head over there, take you guys with me, and dive into an amazing video of book shopping and book hauling. And I can't wait to haul some books for you guys. I've been on a reading kick, finishing so many things. I actually just started, let me grab it out of my bag. Let me see, nope, not that one. That one I'm almost halfway through. But I just started The Personal Librarian. I picked this up and I've been wanting to read it, and I started it and I've been loving it so far. I think it's really gonna be interesting to see how she navigates keeping her ethnicity hidden. And so I think that's gonna be quite interesting. I haven't read too much that geared towards Black characters and inside of books. Like, I did Legend Board and I ended up putting that down, and I think that's it so far. So I am really glad to get into this and then see how I feel and let you guys know. And I thought it was going to be slow, but honestly how it's going so far, I feel like it's going to be a pretty decent paced read. And then I'm halfway through Eva Evergreen, and so at this point I am like needing more books. Yes, let's head to the bookstore. I'm rambling too long, and let's go look for some books and have a whole lot of fun doing it. And yeah. Alrighty, I have made it. Let's go inside and find some books. Right, so I've made it back into my car and got to my house. It was downpouring. I was able to pick up some books. I got 5 books actually. So when I get inside the house, I'm gonna haul those for you and talk to you about my experience and what it was like. I honestly got barely no footage. Like, I think a few clips, which I'll make sure to put in the video, but literally none. There were so many people in there, and it was honestly very overwhelming because I felt like a couple of the books I did want were not used, so I couldn't pick them up unless I paid the full price for the book. And then also, it's not like Barnes & Noble in any way, where I feel like it's almost easier to find the books that you want. There's so many, and there's a lot of used books, so like the covers of the books are always different than what maybe the new edition of a book looks like from a new cover. So it's like you always base it off your Goodreads, and then you're looking in the store and you can't find it. But all in all, it was really great. I got to get all the books for only $20.49, and that was 5 of them, and I will show you when I get into the house. Alright guys, so I've made it into my house. As you can see, I do have the air conditioning on, or as you can hear, I do have the air conditioning on right now, and my dishwasher in the background, so I'm sorry about the noise, but it's hot. It's like 80, I don't even know, my Apple Watch isn't on, like at the 80 something degrees. It rained earlier because we actually had some really bad thunderstorms here in Michigan yesterday and like today a little bit, and now the sun's out, the sky is clear and blue, there's clouds, birds, it's sunny, so I cannot complain. But I do need my air conditioning on because it is hot. But yes, as you can see by the title of today and what I did earlier, I went to Second and Charles because they had their Pennies to Pages sale. You're able to get up to 5 books, and based on the amount of pages with the page numbers, then 1 penny per page, and that equals the cost of the book. So if you saw a book that had 500 pages, it cost $14. It was used, instead it was going to be $5. So I thought that was really nice, and I was able to snag 5 books and had a really good time. It was really busy, so I wasn't able to film as much as I would have liked to, but I was able to get a little bit of a snippet. But I guess walking around the bookstore and browsing for books was slightly overwhelming too, I feel like, with the sales. So that's probably also what contributed to me not filming as much, because going into Second and Charles, it's not like Barnes & Noble. I feel like with Barnes & Noble, you kind of know where you're looking in a sense, you know, it's not as big, you know basically where each book is. But with things being at Second and Charles, and it's like a used store, a store that you sell things back, it's super common to have books with different covers than what you're used to now. Maybe there was a new rebranded cover for a book that was printed a while ago, and so the books are more worn and torn, the lighting isn't the greatest, so it's like you're kind of looking through rows and rows and rows of books trying to find what you want. And obviously with it being a used bookstore, you're not always gonna get the books that you do want. You kind of just have to look and see if you find something. So it was a little bit overwhelming. I definitely can think with all the people there. I have gone there quite a bit, but I think today was the most intense it's ever been for me. But I am really glad with the haul of books that I was able to get. All of them were literally on my list except for 2, and so they're new to me, so I'm super excited about that. But let's dive straight in, and I think I will just set them here and like pick from this pile here. But the very first book that I was able to pick up is The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. And this book has been on my TBR list in Goodreads for a while now. And basically this follows an orphan who is having a really hard time. You know what I mean? His life is brutal, it's harsh, he is dodging left and right of not trying to die, not to be sold into slavery. And then he becomes a thief to this really mastermind of a con artist and is being trained underneath him. He joins this group, he gets to be very good at what he's doing, and that kind of gets him involved in a lot of trouble. And then there happens to be someone who is coming to threaten and destroy everything that he knows of his life. And so he vows, and his goal is to completely obliterate who that is. He's gonna try his best, even if that means that he could die in the process. And so I definitely think this is gonna be so much of coming of age and growth, found family, just self-discovery, a lot of intensity, and I'm really excited about it. So I cannot wait to dive into this book. Go up to like 722 pages. The lady was super nice, and she gave me what the actual cost of the book was on the back instead of charging me the penny per pages for this book. So I got this for $2.65. Then the second book I got is by Louis L'Amour, and it's called Hondo. And the reason why I picked this up is because it's just when I look at the cowboys and the Indians, it makes me think of my grandfather who passed about 2015, so 8 years ago now. And it was a really difficult time, obviously, when you lose someone in your life. But one thing that I know about him is that he was a man who loved his cowboys and Indians, and that's what he would do. He would sit down, turn on his show, have his dinner, and just relax. And so when I saw it, I definitely wanted to read one of Louis L'Amour's books, and so the cover of this really kind of drew me in. But basically this says, he was a big man, wide-shouldered, with a lean, hard-boned face of a desert rider. There was no softness in him. His toughness was ingrained deep, without cruelty, yet quick, hard, and dangerous. Whatever wells of gentleness might lie within him were guarded and deep. He was Hondo Lane, a man not soon forgotten by those he encountered on a danger trail. So it seems really exciting. It looks like this man Hondo is going to light it up and do some crazy stuff, and I cannot wait to go along with it. And then this book I got for $1.25. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. Definitely gave me the vibes of my grandfather and just remembering him. So I thought, you know, Pawpaw, while you're up there watching, I think I need to read a book that makes me remind me of you, and I know you'd be proud because I never watched any cowboy movies ever. So this would make him so proud to know that his granddaughter is stepping in his footsteps and getting into the cowboy vibe. So yes, that's why I picked that up. And then I was able to get some James Patterson. So I'm pretty sure you guys saw the footage from Second and Charles of the James Patterson books. There were so many, and I really didn't want the whole haul to be just James Patterson books, you know, so I did put some back that I did want and get them in the future on a later date. But I was able to pick up James Patterson, the shadow thriller Circle of Death, and it looks like this was originally from Target that someone donated, but I ended up getting it for, ooh, really cheap. I ended up getting it for $3.43, although this book was priced at $9.50. So that's really exciting. And as you guys know, I just finished the Coast to Coast Murders by James Patterson, so I've been kind of on a James Patterson kick. But I do notice It seems like a lot of his books he writes with other authors, because it says James Patterson and Brian Sitz. So again, how I kind of felt about the James Patterson's book ending, I'll be sure to link that video down below for you guys, my reading update for last week. The ending kind of died for me a little bit, so I definitely hope that it doesn't with this book, so I just wanted to give him another chance. But the back of it says, it's the shadow versus the end of the world. Nothing more, nothing less. Doomsday is coming as an evil mastermind plots to destroy all of humankind. Not even the shadow knows the enemy's true identity. But the clock is ticking with people all over the globe dropping dead each and every day. As the shadow gathers a small band of allies, he knows this is one fight he cannot lose, because everything else means the end of all life. And I want to pick this up because I did not know that James Patterson wrote things that kind of gave me like a dystopian end of the world apocalyptic kind of books. I didn't know that he wrote things like that. I always thought it was more like, you know, mystery thriller detective kind of vibes, just from what I've looked online from him. And so when I saw this, I really wanted to pick it up. It looks really interesting. And I love the cover. I don't know, it's just giving me very much like spooky vibes. It's just amazing. So I'm really excited to get into this. Then I was able to pick up a book that obviously I have wanted for a while as well, that has been on my TBR list in Goodreads, and that is A Magic Steeped in Poison, with this ugly sticker on the front that I'm gonna need to pull off. But I got this in hardcover, so that's really exciting. But it's super cute, just like the inside. I'm absolutely loving it. And then without the sleeve, oh, it's super plain. I might honestly put it on my shelf without the sleeve, just because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that sticker off the front. But I was able to pick this up, and I've wanted to read this for a while now, just thinking it looks so pretty. But basically this says, for Ning, the only thing worse than losing her mother is knowing that it was her own fault. She was the one who unknowingly brewed the poison tea that killed her mother, the poison tea that now threatens to also take her sister Shu. But when Ning hears of a competition to find the kingdom's greatest Shinongshi master, I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong, master of ancient magical art of tea making, she travels to the imperial city to compete. The winner will receive a favor from the princess, which may be Ning's only chance to save her sister's life. But between the backstabbing competitors, the bloody court policies, and the mysterious and handsome boy with a shocking secret, Ning might actually be the one in more danger. And honestly, reading that gives me vibes to Throne of Glass book 1 that I just finished, talking about a competition going in. There's some guy threatens competition issues, backstabbing losers. It's giving me the vibes of that book. So I'm hoping that I love it. And I haven't read too much that kind of follows the any type of Asian culture, besides the one book called The Library of Legends that I finished not too long ago. I really loved it. I definitely can say the first 2/3 of the book were a little bit drug out, but once you got to that last third, and even the story was beautiful, but the last third was absolutely beautiful. And so I definitely wanted to read this because I thought of that book, and that's when I ended up saving it in my Goodreads. But then at the same time, I think this culture, all of the cultures that kind of encompass Asia, I think are absolutely beautiful. So I'm really glad that I was able to snag this book. And then this book I got for $6.97 because this one was not in the pennies to pages sale because it's more like new. And the very last book, the most anticipated book on this list, was James Patterson, Blow a Thriller Back, An American President Goes Insane. You guys, and it's massive. She is thick. I mean, maybe not that thick, but she's thick, and it's a hardcover. I was looking for paperback from James Patterson, but I noticed in Stephen & Charles, they usually only sell hardcovers from him, and even if they sell paperbacks, they're usually like this length, like really long, and it doesn't match the average like book, height and width, and so that was a little bit disappointing. But I had looked and looked and looked. There were literally shelves all the way to the ceiling, 6 cubbies. It was so many. And I thought this book wasn't there, but I found it. This was the only copy, and it was massive. And I got it in the pennies to pages sale. This has, how many pages did this have? This has, let me check, 502, I think. 502 pages, so I got it for $5.02. But it cost originally, if you can see that, $14.50. A steal! And it's in perfect condition. I'm so glad about this. So basically, to give you a little bit of an insight of this, it says, no one should be above the law, not even the president. And ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? It says the U.S. President Keegan Barrett has swept into office on his success as director of the CIA. 6 months into his term, he devises a clandestine power grab with deadly consequences. Barrett personally orders special agents Liam Gray and Noah Hamill to execute his plan, but their loyalties are divided. CIA agents serve the pleasure of the president, yet they are sworn to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign or domestic. When the threat comes directly from the Oval Office, that's where the blowback begins. And you guys, she's stoked and super excited. This is what the actual part of the book looks like, nothing special. I am stoked beyond compare with this. I'm adding this into my September reads. I'm so excited to dive into this book. I think this was a fantastic book haul. I feel like I got things that I wanted that have been on my list. I found a couple things that are new to me, so I can definitely say this was quite successful, and I am really glad that I was able to partake in this little sell. I do know that it was only for the 12th today, so I'm not sure if it will be happening again, probably, or in the future soon. But if you do get an opportunity, definitely head to your Second and Charles and get more information, get on their email list so that you can figure out when sales like this are happening. And I'll be sure, if I see anything, I will definitely have it always post on my Instagram, which is right up here, the handle. So go follow me there, where I post also some bookish content so that you guys can see that, just different things that kind of bring me joy. But yeah, I am super excited. I cannot believe I got all these books for $20.49. If I would have went to Barnes & Noble and got each and every one of these books, 2 hardcovers, I could have easily paid almost $100, because these would have probably been $25 a piece, and then $18, maybe $16, $15.99. So I could easily have paid $100 at Barnes & Noble for this. I think this is a fantastic haul. I really do hope that you guys like this video, and definitely leave down below a comment of what you've hauled recently, but also what do you want to see from me. I feel like it can be a little bit difficult when you're on Booktube to kind of know what people want to see, because you see some videos of certain creators getting hundreds of thousands of views, tens of thousands of views, and then your own video getting not even 100, and you're thinking, what do they want to see? So just let me know if there are things that you prefer. Do you like reading videos and literally just watching me read? Do you prefer voiceovers? Do you like day in the life videos? Do you enjoy when I talk about books and give you reading updates? Just let me know. I would really love it. I would love the feedback, because I definitely want this channel to be something where you can come and you can watch the whole video and find joy in all of it. So just let me know down below. But I'm so glad that you clicked on this video and that you are here. And if you liked it, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and hit your notification bell so you can get notified every single time I post a video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and join our bookish fam, because we're so nice and we have so much fun together. And I will catch you all in my very next video.